yeah, I'm gonna call a taxi in a little bit. It's actually only like 40 kilometers to Grotli. But yeah, then I'm gonna start. The weather for this week is a little bit iffy. Pretty good in the mornings, and then rain and even potentially thunderstorms tomorrow in the afternoon. So we'll probably end up doing some shorter days just because of the weather. I also think I may have left my hiking pants at Reindalseter, which is a first for me, leaving something in a cabin, not on purpose. And also, how they're my pants. Calling my taxi to shock, so should be exciting. Starting the Tafjordfjell SignaTUR tour. That's a camera. I don't know what is up with this piece of hair, and it is bothering me. But yeah, getting a super late start, kind of like 6 o'clock right now, because of the bus schedules and because the taxi company in Chuck does not run on Saturdays or Sundays. Small towns. But yeah, weather's okay, so I'm going to try to go fairly quickly to Danskehytta just because I'm excited for dinner and to sit down and don't want to be the person who rolls into the cabin at 10:30 or 11. So here goes. Finally found the DNT cairn and the sign. Yay! Now I know where I'm going. First sign. This is a lovely trail to go. A great time with it. I finally put away the annoying piece of hair. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going before that mosquito comes back. But yeah, it's raining a little bit, but it's pretty. Fantastic cairns again today. They are, the DNT cairns are so photogenic. Also, you can see a couple of glaciers in the distance. It's pretty cool. Great trail so far. A little rocky, but you're going through the bowl and it's mostly dirt like this. Super easy to walk on. It's getting very windy now. I've got just under 3 miles or 5K to the cabin. And it is actually 8 o'clock, believe it or not. It's one of the great things about Norway in the summer. It stays light so long. I now see why the trail description said it was quite rocky as you got close to the cabin. It is, in fact, quite rocky. This is a relatively smooth bit right here. Is that a cabin I see up there? Look at that. Oh, man. This hike has, first of all, check out that. That's super cool. Almost to this cabin. It's very pretty. It's very pretty behind me. But there has been 1,000 feet more and an extra mile over what the GPS tracks on my watch predicted this would be. So I feel like it's always exhausting when that happens because you're like, aren't I supposed to be done? And I'm hungry. That is a pretty sweet view from the toilet in this fancy looking Untitled. On my way to Untitled. So, this is the less scenic route to get to Reindalseter, but the weather forecast for this afternoon is a tiny bit unsettled. And since I am very afraid of thunderstorms in the mountains, justifiably so, I've decided I'm going to go to Untitled, which is kind of a halfway point at low elevation. And from Untitled, it's actually on the road to Reindalseter. So the other way is up and over the mountains. And so if bad weather hits, you're totally exposed and with some very slippery rocks. Whereas this way, if bad weather does come a little early, I will be on a road. So it won't be an issue. Ah, it's so pretty here. So the other folks at the cabin actually warned me about this part. If you can see, there's a cable here that you actually need to use to go safely down. But the cable is mostly covered by a snowfield right now. Snowfield. So I am actually going to hike up and around over this section and then go down, which You can see that the T I need to get to is way down there. Well, this is spectacular. Look at that valley and those mountains up ahead. You can actually see that's the lake I'm going to be hiking down to. That is a long way down. Oh, and the wind's picking up. It's so beautiful though. So you can no longer see it. It just left the camera angle, but that noise is actually a helicopter. There it goes. Super steep drop. What a modern looking cabin. Apparently it even has heated showers. The weather is coming. On the path to Reindalseter now, going through this lovely forest. You can still see a little bit of the mountain behind me. A little bit of a climb, but it should flatten out pretty soon. Okay, this trail is actually much more fun and much more spectacular than I was expecting from the map. I am pleased with my decisions. That, and if you can see behind me, it is getting darker and darker. We are under a yellow advisory for much lightning and heavy rain. So I'm now hiking under power lines, which is less fun, but there are fresh blueberries along the trail. So I have trail snacks. Still glad I took this way. It's a lot of dropping. I didn't realize how high I'd actually climbed to get to Danskehytta last night, and I'm realizing it now as I have to undo all of that elevation gain from yesterday. But and I am wearing my rain jacket even though it's not raining because this is the world's greatest rain jacket. A forest cairn. That's a new type. I haven't seen that one yet. This is very pretty. The trail is very wet right now. It's not great, but wow, what a view. There's the lake right down there, and that's the fjord. I think that might be the dam I'm going to. Whoa, this is what happens to a non-maintained cabin. Okay, this section is not so fun. It's a very narrow trail, very muddy, very overgrown, so it's a little bit like bushwhacking, thrown in with some slippery stones in the middle. So, I am so excited to be done with this section. Finally, a road. It just started pouring. Yeah, about 3 miles still to... I'm still walking. You can clearly see how wet it is by the amount of water on my camera lens. And I am now daydreaming about what dessert there will be at Reindalseter tonight. Okay, I like this trail. Lovely forest. Lovely water. Slightly wet. Maybe I should have taken the other way. It would have been slightly faster. Okay, so much better now. Still soaking wet. But yeah, gonna make it to Reindalseter. Gonna have some tea. Gonna sit in the drying room and dry my entire body off, not just my gear. It is now, quite frankly, lovely out. Those are blue skies up there. Translation: one doesn't come to the mountains when one chooses to go a flat path. Thanks, sign. I can see Reindalseter up ahead. There it is. There it is. Dessert. Leaving Reindalseter. There's a very intense game of hide and seek going on right now. Just checked the elevation profile of today's hike, and I am going up. I didn't actually realize how far down I dropped, but it's like 3,000 feet. There's Reindalseter in the distance. Super cute. Also, what a beautiful day. This is a beautiful trail this morning. Check it out. Somebody lost their map in their map carrier. I put it back there, so hopefully the correct person finds it, or if not, at least everyone uses it to figure out where they're going. Definitely a climb, but oh my gosh, it's such a spectacular climb. The whole area around me is like this. Look at that. Grouse? Grouses? Grease? Unclear. I can still see Reindalseter. Now that is a beautiful cairn. Look at that. Pretty far up, but spectacular the whole way. That is marked as a glacier on my map. That was very sad to see. You can see the cabin on the other side of the lake there. I just ran into Pyttbua for Veltdalshytta, and I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna stay at Veltdalshytta or keep going. I'm more tired than I thought today. I think this route was also much tougher than I thought based on my spreadsheet. So I had it marked as sort of 5-ish hours. I've been going for probably 4.5 and I'm still 1.5 miles out. The terrain's a lot more difficult. I'm about to go check out Danskehytta, which I'm actually really excited about though. So today's stuck in my head song is the Tortured Poets Department from Taylor Swift's latest album. Mostly just the line, "You left your typewriter at my apartment," which has been looping over and over again, and I cannot figure out why. I cannot get it to stop. I'm currently looking for Danskehytta, which the description says it's quite hidden. So, excited to see it though. Yeah, I would have never found this without the sign. Imagine living in that cabin for an entire winter. It's so well hidden. I would have literally never known the cabin was there. This is kind of a weird setup. It is 3 o'clock. I'm at Veltdalshytta. I've decided to keep going actually to Tjønnebu. I was just looking outside and I was like, I'm not ready to be done walking yet today. So did a day visit, had a cup of coffee, and I'm hitting the road again. Oh, so pretty second half of the day. Look at this. And I actually just ran into the girl I met at Reindalseter and her dad, which is super cool. It's such a small world. This is actually one of the greatest things about solo travel, which is today I was like, it's so beautiful out, I want to keep hiking. So I did. I'm gonna get to the cabin, everyone's gonna be like, why are you here so late? It'll be 7 o'clock probably before I get to Tjønnebu. But like, you get to do that solo hiking, which is awesome. I just don't want to stop hiking. Like, look at that. Oh, it's so nice out. There's the cabin up ahead. Right there. It's crazy how many different landscapes I've gotten today. From the valley down in Reindalseter to this. Basically flat and rocky. No one's here tonight. So I'm gonna keep going to Pyttbua. I should get in there like 9:30, but it's still really pretty out and it's actually great because it stays late until 11, so, and really it stays late all night. Fingers crossed, I think I have a cabin friend, someone I actually met through the blog who should be staying at Pyttbua tonight. We have not been able to message because we're both out of phone service, but fingers crossed, it would be super exciting to get to meet her. So yeah, I am walking super fast through this section because there are so many bugs, and the only way to avoid them is to walk really, really fast. Getting a little cloudy back there. Oh my God, there's a reindeer. Like really close. Wow. This is awesome. And I think it's about to start raining. Damn it. It started pouring. I'm doing the last 1.5 miles in the pouring rain. And because I'm solo hiking, the great thing is I only have myself to blame. There is the cabin. I'm soaking wet. And I'm currently singing the final countdown to myself. So, that's how we're doing. There's Pyttbua. Got in really late last night, but great night at Pyttbua. Pyttbua. I will get it right at some point. Yeah, and I got to meet Camille, so Instagram/blog friend, which was super exciting. It's really cool to have a community of, especially solo female hikers in Norway. The weather is beautiful, and my shoes are like at least 70% dry. Can still see the cabin in the distance. The trail's a lot rockier than I expected this morning. crossing over the ridge. Oh boy, there's rain. I'm gonna drop down to the lake. Quite a steep drop through here. I don't know if my camera is capturing quite how steep of a drop this is, but that's the lake level. This is much, much higher than the lake level. This is so incredibly steep. It's so slow going. I feel like I'm just gonna like go flying down the side of the mountain. Finally down at lake level. That was rough, that descent. So I have reached the end of the trail. There's the cabin. You might notice a slight problem, which is there is a lake in between me and the cabin. Fortunately, there is a solution. This boat. The problem is there's only one of it. And so I am going to have to take this boat, row it over there to the cabin, pick up the other boat, row it back over here, drop it off, and then after all that, I get to row this guy all the way back over to the cabin for the end. So that is not once, not twice, but 3 times I've got to row across this lake. This is so damn hard. I swear it's not just me. This rowboat is so hard to steer. So I am now rowing back across, dragging this boat behind me. It is not very successful. I'm not very good at this. So this boat does not steer because one of those oars is basically falling off. So I had to hop out down there and literally walk the boat back here. So my feet are soaked. But it's fine because the boat is here now and I can go put my shoes in the targa room. And I'm going to go have a snack because I deserve it after that. We have made it, finally. On the road again. Pretty much the last day. That's sad. I have startled some sheep who unfortunately have responded by running up the trail. So we'll see how long this continues. My sheep standoff continues. Hi guys, would you like to move? Thanks guys. Snack time. That is a piece of spiced cheese on a very old Connect Bro, but the view is immaculate. Oh, it's so pretty here. The song I have stuck in my head today is Spaghetti Polonaise by the Dorfrockers, which is like an Oktoberfest drinking song. And I made the mistake of thinking about my spaghetti bolognese tormat. And now I have the line, Jetzt wird genoodled, looping in my head. Why do I get the weirdest stuff stuck in my head while hiking? Fog is moving in. This must be part of a pilgrim's path, because if you look back at that, it says this is Norddal, the North Valley. Again, Norwegian place names are so creative. So I go around that lake, and then around half of another lake, and then I reach Tjønnebu. This is actually not a bad, really not a bad route. The fog has moved in and covered up the mountaintops. The trail feels a little eroded in parts here. It's very narrow. It's quite a steep drop. This has actually been a much tougher hike than I expected in the end section, just because lots of rocks and quite slippery. So, but check out that waterfall and that waterfall. Tjønnebu! Isn't that an epic view of it? This is a tiny little cabin. Look at this. I'm having a mental debate right now on whether I want to stop here for the night or keep going. So based on my spreadsheet, it's about 3.5 hours from here down in Grønningsæter. I don't know where I would stay because there's not a DNT cabin there. I was hoping that there'd be deafening mobile coverage here so that I could figure it out. I don't know. The weather is not as nice as I had hoped. It's raining a little bit and cloudy. And so it took me a lot longer to get here than I expected just because the rocks were so slippery to walk on. So the $3 to eat your lunch inside in a nice cabin is so worth it. I don't know how I didn't discover this earlier. I know this is just a bad dishing here. cleaning and dishing is just a bad translation of opvask, or washing up, but it cracks me up every time because I just imagine like two people here just gossiping away as they're pretending to clean. So I'm about to start hiking down to Grønningsæter. It's probably 3:30, 4 o'clock, but it should only be a couple of hours down. It's 4 miles and it's downhill. Cute here. I see how this would just be such a cozy place, especially in the winters, just to come in. Like, look at this. It's so cute and tiny. Okay, this definitely wins for coziest DNT toilet I've ever seen. There's a sink for washing a sink. And art. Diploma. Tjønnebu has... Tjønnebu is the best toilet over 900 meters. This is an awesome toilet. I'm so glad I stopped in and took a look. Bye, Tjønnebu. Bye, best toilet in the Norwegian mountains. It's very pretty. And it stopped raining for a little bit. Look at that valley I'm hiking into. 3 waterfalls in view right now. Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. This is a cool hike back into the valley. It feels kind of like you're in Jurassic Park. Spectacular. And the nice thing is this is a nice, easy trail. Like I could honestly be in my trail runners right now. It's fantastic. I am being met with great skepticism. Great skepticism. And this is the end. I've reached Grønningsæter. There's the path in. Oh, this was such a fantastic hike. The Tafjordfjella are awesome. I am very, very happy I did this.